With the 2020 NFL Draft less than 2 weeks away, and the fact that you guys killed the light go on my last non-official mock draft, I thought I'd give you guys another mock draft with a trade. The Raiders are one of the teams that are rumored to trade back in the 2020 NFL Draft, and that doesn't seem to come as a surprise to us fans. We sit at 5 picks in the top 100 with 2 first-round picks and 3 third-round picks, but no second rounder. That's why I believe it's real likely that the Raiders might be interested in making some moves to acquire a second-round pick. With the top needs being wide receiver, cornerback, linebacker, and safety, I believe we could definitely address all those needs in this year's draft. I have done some work researching these players, and I believe it's a solid mock that can actually happen. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a real scout and I've watched film 24/7. Shit, I'm as real as Joe Exotic's voice in his songs.
I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw me.
But the matter of the fact is, I spent a lot of time working on this mock, so if you enjoy it, even just a little, then hit that like button. And if you guys want to see another mock draft just like this, or one that's just crazy like drafting all offensive or defensive players, whatever it is, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. With that being said, let's get started with this mock draft.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
With the 12th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, Oklahoma. CeeDee Lamb, a 3-year starter who earned first-team All-American honors, led the Big 12 with 14 touchdown receptions and caught 62 passes for 1,327 yards as a junior in 2019. A super productive receiver with next-level skills, has a quick release off the line of scrimmage and can sail routes, freezing the defender right in front of him. Displays outstanding hand-eye coordination and body control while catching the ball. His biggest strength is his ability to pick up yardage after the catch and make defenders miss. Lamb may not have elite top-end speed, but he checks damn near every other possible box for a wide receiver. I believe CeeDee Lamb is my no-brainer pick here at 12 if he was still available. While Jerry Jeudy is the best route runner in this year's class, and Ruggs also being the fastest, they wouldn't be a bad option here for the Raiders. But I believe Lamb would be the perfect fit for John Gruden's system. His yards after the catch ability is what stands out over the other options. He can take a simple slant route and take it to the house. That's why a guy like Renfro had great success last season, because he did just that in the slot. Last year the Raiders were missing that number 1 wide receiver option, but with the selection of CeeDee Lamb here at 12, consider that position filled. The Raiders have traded the 19th overall pick to the Green Bay Packers in return for the 30th overall pick and the 62nd overall pick. Now with the 30th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select AJ Terrell, cornerback, Clemson. Raiders have been known to target players from big schools that played in big games. Insert AJ Terrell from Clemson. Athletic cornerback with high upside, physical, quick feet, and has fluid hips that can stay with most receivers. Terrell displays good awareness, knows where his opponent is on the field, and is a solid tackler. He is often criticized for his play in the national title game, but that was the only time AJ was ever exposed last year. Plus, he went up against one of the best receivers, Jamar Chase, who has also exposed other good corners in college like Diggs and Henderson, just to name a few, with the exception of one, which I'll get to later. But AJ still possesses a high ceiling at the next level. He performed well at the NFL Combine, which I believe helped his draft stock. You pair him up with his former teammate Trayvon Mullen, second-round pick in last year's draft, then the cornerback position starts to look a lot better in Las Vegas. They would definitely complement each other real well, both having excellent size, speed, and the ability to play in press man coverage. I believe with the need at corner, plus the fact that Terrell played on a winning team at the college level, and you know how John and Mike like their Clemson Tigers, this will be a good plug and play pick for the Raiders at the end of the first round. With the 62nd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Troy Dye, linebacker, Oregon. Before free agency, linebacker was one of the Raiders' biggest needs, which they eventually filled with Kwiatkowski and Littleton. Well, in the end of the second round, I have the Raiders selecting linebacker Troy Dye. Dye is a cover linebacker that has good instincts and awareness and can get sideline to sideline. He can also cover tight ends and can play zone coverage with no worries. Troy Dye can get to the quarterback, has the awareness to make plays anywhere on the field, and is a solid tackler. He has 3-down talent with the ability to cover or blitz and is in line to go from a plus backup to eventual starter if he can add some good weight to his frame. Dye is a player with huge upside, especially when you pair him next to Littleton and Kwiatkowski. This will be a good addition to the linebacker core, which struggled heavily last season, especially after the suspension of Vontaze Burfict. Even though I didn't select Murray or Queen in the first round, I love this move for the Raiders. We still get a solid linebacker that can be a playmaker for the future. How's everybody doing? Everybody still there? Okay. Hope you guys are not going to sleep. All right. With the 80th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Devin Duvernay, wide receiver, Texas. A 2-year starter who earned first-team All-Big 12 honors, led the conference with 106 receptions and 1,386 receiving yards, and caught 9 touchdowns as a senior in 2019. Duvernay has shown elite production, having over 100 catches last year, and also shown elite speed that would pair up nicely with our wide receiver core. Duvernay has the ability to be versatile, whether it's lining up in the slot or at the outside opposite of CeeDee Lamb or Tyrell Williams. If we want to use him on screen plays or swing passes, then he'll be a perfect fit. He catches the ball with his hands and turns upfield to pick up positive yardage after the catch, finds the soft spot in the underneath coverage, shows good awareness, and is generally on the same page as his quarterback. He's not only a fast receiver, but he plays big and physical for his size. Just looking at his tape against LSU, he gave everyone that work, especially Grant Delpit.
It's submarine. That's big time.
Damn!
In the third round, Duvernay would be a good pick that'll provide speed and take the top off of the defense. And just like CeeDee Lamb, who I took in the first round, Duvernay excels after the catch. With the need at the wide receiver position, I believe the Raiders could select another pass catcher in the draft to bolster up this offense, and Devin Duvernay would be my pick here at 80. With the 81st overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Cab Dantzler, cornerback, Mississippi State. A 2-year starter who made 40 tackles, 2 for loss, with 2 interceptions and 8 pass breakups as a junior in 2019. He is a nice-sized cornerback who plays physical football, quick to flip his hips in transition with opponents off the line, shows an explosive closing burst of speed, and competes to break up throws. Dantzler does play faster than his 4.6 40 time, runs downfield with opponents, and remains in contact with receivers to break up throws. Remember when I brought up LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase exposing every corner in this year's draft but one? Well, Dantzler was that one. He held Chase to only 5 catches, 48 yards, and 1 touchdown, which was not on him, but his tape is real good against some of the top wide receiver prospects like Henry Ruggs and Brian Edwards, just to name a few. Dantzler does struggle to make plays with his back to the ball. He also has a thin frame that causes him to get blocked easily, but if he can bulk up at the next level and clean up his flaws, then he'd be a solid number 3 cornerback on this team, or maybe even a number 2. He would join his former teammate Jonathan Abram, who he drafted just last year in the first round. Like I stated earlier, cornerback is a big need for Las Vegas going into the draft, and adding 2 solid options to Terrell and Dantzler, this would be an instant upgrade at the position for the Raiders. With the 91st overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select AJ Dillon, running back, Boston College. Now, I would say my favorite running back prospect in this year's class, and I believe most of the nation would agree. AJ Dillon is a physical specimen at the running back position, standing 6 foot tall and 249 pounds. You watch his tape and Lord Almighty, it's just like watching a wrecking ball crushing everything in its way. Massive, powerful, and physical with excellent straight line speed for his size. Easily absorbs contact and maximizes his touches, runs through tackles and rarely gets brought down by a single defender. He is a solid pass catcher out of the backfield who extends his hands and snatches the ball away from his frame, but don't expect him to be a pass catching threat as a running back. Dillon ran a blazing 4.5 340 at the NFL Combine, especially for his size. I know Mayock and the Raiders do not pay too much attention to the 40 time at the NFL Combine, but you can't ignore those numbers, especially for the size that AJ Dillon carries running the ball. In 2019, Dillon rushed for 1,685 yards on 318 attempts and scored 14 touchdowns. That's crazy numbers. AJ Dillon is what many would consider an old school running back, and in John Gruden's offense, it's a perfect fit. I see Dillon fitting in the I formation, running behind our star fullback Alec Ingold on many short yard runs. Heck, he may even break one out to the house. Now I know Josh Jacobs is our number 1 running back on the team, but if you're looking for that number 2 running back that can take the load off of Josh Jacobs, then Dillon is the perfect pick.
With the 121st overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Kenny Willock, defensive end, Michigan State.
A player that can add depth to this young defensive line in Las Vegas. Kenny Willock is an intense, hard-charging defensive end who gets the most from his ability. He fires off the snap with an explosive first step, shows the ability to bend off the edge, and possesses a closing burst of speed. Sound familiar? Just like Max Crosby last year, I believe Willock would be a project pick here in the 4th round. He earned second team All Big Ten honors and made 78 tackles, 16 for loss, with 10.5 sacks in 2019. He may lack some size at the edge, but I believe he's a guy Gruden and Mayock would love in the later rounds. Can come in and be a situational pass rusher and play on special teams this year, unless he somehow breaks out like Mad Max did last year.
Now, with the 159th overall pick in the NFL Draft, the Raiders select Tanner Muse, safety, Clemson.
Another Clemson Tiger with high upside. Muse is a guy I started catching up on thanks to many Raider fans who suggested him to me. And after watching his tape, I immediately hopped on the Tanner Muse bandwagon. He's a smart, tough safety with linebacker size. Muse was a terrific defender for Clemson who constantly made plays on the football, then turned into a great combine workout, running much faster than anyone expected, 4.41 to be exact. He's a versatile defender who can play a hybrid safety or linebacker position and add value on special teams. He reminds me so much of Taylor Mays coming out of the draft. Muse is going to be another project pick, and if he's still there in the 5th round, then that would be a steal. I know the Raiders just brought in Randall and Heath in free agency, but Muse could come in and develop behind them and may have a chance at getting the starting position alongside of Jonathan Abram. Overall, with the addition of Muse, he joins a plethora of Clemson Tigers that we already have on this team, like Cleveland Farrell, Trayvon Mullen, and AJ Terrell, who I drafted earlier. Again, what can I say? The Raiders just love those Clemson Tigers. If you guys reached the end of this video, I just want to give you guys a huge thank you for watching my whole mock draft. So if you guys did enjoy the picks that I actually picked out, then hit that like button. If there's a player that I'm missing on this mock draft that you would rather pick, then drop it down in the comments below and let your boy know. If this is the first time you're watching this video and you guys enjoy this content or you're Raider fans, then please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. With that being said, until the next video, Raidernation, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is, yeah.